you talk a lot about, providing the why to go with the what and getting the team to act with like greater purpose, which I love. But how do you think about the promoting transparency piece and the sales leader's role in promoting transparency? What does that look like?
Yeah, well, it's interesting as we go through the book, and there's these 5 skills I talk about. And just to back up, the way I kind of start the book is I say, Jason, tell me about the best sales leader you ever had.
Yeah.
Can you picture this person? People can usually do that pretty quickly. And I say, Jason, what was it about this person that made them the best? And they tell me all these things, and I go and I write them down on the board, and then I say, like, what kind of rep did you show up as for this person? Did you try really hard? Did you phone it in? Like, oh my gosh, I would run through a brick wall for this person, right?
Yeah.
And so all of the things that you tell me about this relationship you have with the best sales leader you ever had, you tried really hard, you would run through a wall for them, you'd fight to work with them again. And all the things they did for you fall into the category of they cared about me and they helped me grow. That's
Yeah.
it. Oh, there's the thing. It's like popping up with a thumbs up. They cared about me and they helped me grow. That's it. Like they pushed me, they challenged me, they coached me, they were honest, they were transparent, they didn't take my bullshit, they gave me tough love, they gave me feedback. All of that kind of feeds into this like caring, and they help me grow. And so I tell leaders all the time, if you want to be the best sales leader your team ever had and get that discretionary effort out of them, get them to try the hardest and they would fight to work with you again, you already know what to do. Just care about them and help them grow. And so these 5 skills all fall under that umbrella. And to some extent, the way I describe them in the book, they're cumulative. So the first one around transparency, which we see crops up when we talk about some of the other skills, is all about providing the why to go with the what. Because if all I'm doing as a leader is shouting orders, do this, do this, do this, people are ultimately less committed to the result. So it's like, hey, Jason, you got to go into Salesforce, into the CRM, keep your opportunities up to date. Like, I don't see any next steps. And I could tell you to do all these things. Like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, old man Priemer's on me again to, update this thing.
Yeah.
But if I created a bit of transparency saying like, hey, look, Jason, like the reason it's important to update the CRM is because of A, B, and C. And I'm going to get in front of the board next week and they're going to ask me like, what does the revenue pipeline look like? And here's the story, Jason, that the current revenue pipeline tells me. And it says A, B, and C. And that's probably not accurate. And my job when I step into the board is to, give them a sense of confidence about where the business is going, but also to represent you, because decisions will get made that will ultimately impact you. And my job is to protect and advocate, look out for you, and clear the roadblocks to help you do your job. And so the more accurate you can be in terms of updating these things in a real-time basis, the more it's going to ultimately help me, but also help you. And then I can go deeper. Like, here's what good looks like. And when I'm asking you to do these things, like, here's an example of what I mean when I say the CRM needs to be up to date. It really means these 4 fields need to be up to date every week. And And so, it comes back to this thing is like, whenever I ask someone to do something, if I said, Jason, here's what we're going to do. We're going to show up to work every day wearing a clown costume, and our revenues are going to go through the roof. Your first question is not going to be like, oh, where will I get such a clown costume, David? It's going to be like, why the
Yeah.
hell would I do that? Right? So
Yeah.
providing a sense of transparency. And it's interesting because I even teach this in my foundational selling practice, and I talk about this in Sell the Way You Buy. Transparency is even important with our customers when we ask them questions like, Jason, what's your budget look like? And who's going to sign this thing? And who's your boss? Like, whenever we ask people questions, we create this sense of uncertainty in their mind of like, okay, well, why is this person even asking? What are they going to do? When we create transparency, we help people act with more purpose. And that's why it's such a foundational and important leadership skill.